This episode is brought to you by FX's Welcome to Wrexham. Celebrity owners Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds' small-town Welsh football club is fighting for a chance at promotion. These two Hollywood stars lead a team in the midst of history in the making, while dedicated staff and supporters hold on to a dream of returning the team and this working-class town in Wales to glory. FX's Welcome to Wrexham premieres September 12th on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Hola, and welcome to Word to Your Mama. Word to Your Mama is a podcast about the life of a Latina creative, that's me, and the lives of my amazing multicultural tribe. A celebration of shared experiences navigating this dynamic world. There will be special guests, mad laughs, and absolutely no BS. Segments by the Supernatural Bear. That's my little man. He's 10 going on 40 because he's an old soul. But other than that, this podcast will be explicit. Please believe it. Now, why do I have a wide range of peeps on here? It's because I come from the music, art, and Web3 industries. Word to Your Mama comes out every Monday. All right, here we are. It's been about a month of a minute. The last time we posted a new recorded episode was, I believe, July 10th. And now we're entering September. This episode drops on Labor Day. And labor, as far as regarding this podcast, is what I took a break from. This podcast started in 2020, September of 2020. This will be 3 years in. Started off as just like a hobby situation. And I've been working nonstop, been growing it, part of Podcast Network, getting paid. I mean, it's been amazing. But I've never taken real time off because if I've been traveling, then I just repost previous episodes. But that still takes time. And then the social media of it all the responsibilities of that. So it was still a lot of work involved. So though I've taken time off, I was still recording episodes with some dope, amazing guests that are coming up this month in the next couple of months. But as far as like re-releasing stuff, I took a break, a complete break. And there's a couple of things that happened that inspired me to take this time off. So one was, as you may or may not know, because I've spoke about it on many episodes here, I am immunocompromised, right? So super afraid of getting COVID because the first shot affected me, the first vaccine affected me. And then it took me out for all the rest of the vaccines and the boosters and stuff. And everyone's concerned, like, you're immunocompromised, da, da, da. So I finally caught it. On the way back home after NFT NYC. And the recovery was long. The actual thing wasn't bad, but the recovery was really bad for me because it's all inflammation. And that's what my issue was. So that was a hard recovery for me, and it really made me think about a lot of things. And then we just as a family, we decided that we wanted to spend more time with a relative that is going through something, and we want to spend more time with them. You know, we'd only, because of the pandemic and other things, maybe once or twice a year. So we're trying to do more. So we're trying to go up to help out and do that stuff, right? So it just reminded me of what we talk about a lot on here. But it just reminded me of my life and that health is wealth. And sometimes you're just running and you don't really stop to take stock of what's really important, just going through the motions. So you've heard me many times talk about how during the pandemic, I got into this cohort. It's called Inspired Action Tribe. Well, it's called Inspired Action by Wendy Amara. And I did 2 6-month things, and it was like a year. And it really helped me because I had to pivot with so many different things with all my different businesses and stuff. And that really helped me so much because it was some dope women, Latinas that are creating major impact in the world. And it was great. It helped me out so much. So the next level from that, what Wendy offers is this thing called the Get It Done Mastermind, where it's like super intense, hella curate. You have to apply for it. And she curates who's in the cohort, and is just a next level dope ass Latina entrepreneurs or C-level women, or above, like doing major things. And it's super intense. It's 6 months. And she's been asking me to do it. And I just was like, oh, I'm just doing too many things. So I finally did that. So that started in April. So all these different things were happening. So I was like, you know what, let me take this break and let me really invest in myself and really, focus on this mastermind. It's 6 months of intense revelations about your business. So, especially if you're an entrepreneur, your business is your life, right? It's nonstop. What are weekends? I don't know what those are. We don't know her. So the end of our cohort is at the end of this month, September. Let me tell you, it has kicked my ass. It is still kicking my ass, but in such a good way. And just a week ago, we were at the 3-day mastermind retreat that we did a grip of work, but it was all internal. I think it's a safe space for us Latinas to be in and figure out, we're already doing dope stuff, but what is holding us back? Anyways, I never experienced anything like it before. Gracias to Wendy Amara. I've been wanting her to be on this podcast, but I wanted her to be on here after post mastermind, because I wanted to experience that so that I could talk about it. And shout out to all my spring 2023 mastermind cohort hermanas. I see you and I hear you, and excited to continue to keep growing. So this episode is a short bonus episode because I just want to talk to you about some good news and some, I'm not going to call it bad news, just, some new news, some, the evolutionary news, if you will. So as I mentioned, we started this podcast in September 2020. The Supernatural Bear has always been an integral part of it. He has a Supernatural Bear corner that you'll hear after this. I mean, we did, if you hear the evolution of his voice, I mean, he's 10 now. He looks like he's 13 and he acts like he's 40. Like he's crazy. Like you guys know, if you've been listening for a while, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm spraying. So on that note, all good things must come to an end. And the Supernatural Bear is making moves, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Please believe it. When he told me, well, he didn't come out to tell me. Like I felt it, as a mama, you feel it. And a lot of things have been changing this year. A lot of things, he's going, have you guys seen that commercial where I don't even know what it's for, but it's showing like a preteen and the mom's trying to hug his son, but it's like that sideways hug because, he's too grown for the... Yeah, we're in that zone, kids. We're in that zone. And so a lot of things have been happening. A lot of tears have been shed by me because I'm just like, oh, he's the only one. So I'm just like, oh, my little baby, my little man's. So I felt it. I felt it coming on. So I just had a, heart to heart. And I was like, if you're not feeling it, then so I was crying. He was like, no, I go, no, I'm crying because it's time. I know it's time. I feel it in my bones. It's time. And I want you to be okay. And we'll do something special. But I just want to let you guys know that I think we got him for a month. A month, that's it. So he'll be like doing small little things here and there. And then we're going to go out with the bang next month, which happens to be, coincidence or not, his born day. So he'll be turning 11. But probably spiritually, if he's already about 35, 40, maybe he'll be turning about 45. I'm not sure. So that's the slightly bad news for some, but it's the evolutionary news, right? So now let's get on to the good news. So the good news is that I'm trying to get all this set up for the entire month, the episodes and all the social media of it all, because I'll be leaving for 2 weeks traveling. Because if you remember last year, Hola Metaverso, we did a 2-day event in Bogota, Colombia. Well, this year, in a couple of weeks, we're doing another event, but this time in Medellín, at Medellín, Colombia, at the University of Medellín, and it's called Futurista. It's a 2-day event, and let me read you a little snippet so you get a sense of what's going down. There'll be a link in the show notes. If you or anyone you know is in Colombia, come down, let me know, and be a part of this amazing event. So it's an eclectic mix of innovators, designers, engineers, civic leaders, and forward thinkers diving into the exhilarating frontier of artificial intelligence, blockchain, AR, VR. Engage in stimulating discussions, panels, workshops, contests, all that type of stuff. And there's also going to be an NFT art exhibit that will include Latino artists from the United States, and the majority are from the region and also other parts of Latin America. So that will be in the show notes for sure. And then straight from there, I'll be there for a week, because we got to set up and stuff. And then straight from there, I'll be flying to NYC, one of my favorite cities. You guys know this to be true because I'll be presenting at the United Nations General Assembly 78th Science Summit. What? Yeah, that's right, kids. That's what I said. Is that crazy or what? So yes, I am part of the Women of Web3 group that the organizers, session leaders are Sandy Martinez and Cindy Kuhn, who are amazing, and they invited a group of us women in the space to present at the United Nations General Assembly 78th Science Summit. And our session is a 2-hour session with different programming that Cindy and Sandy have done so well, and we're going to be focusing on, the theme is reducing inequalities through digital and technological opportunities, and I will be presenting solo on the importance of diversity in Web3. And then after that, so we present during the day, right? And that's closed. We, not too many people can go to that, but there'll be a link where you could watch it live, watch our session live. So that will definitely be in the show notes. And then if you happen to be in the NYC area, let me know, because there's going to be a post-presentation celebration / NFT art gallery exhibit at the Canvas 3.0, which is located at the Oculus World Trade Center, that previous guest, Lucia Diaz, has curated with all these different artists, about 100 Latino artists from around the world. And you may or may not know, I talk about it here, especially when I have guests that are from, the art world scene, is that I am an artist. I haven't created a piece, a personal piece, a work of art since 2016, and that was the last time I exhibited. It was the last thing that I was in was a tour, an exhibit that toured. It was in the U.S. in L.A., and then it ended up in Japan, in Tokyo, Japan, and it was George Clinton. Yes, that George Clinton, and it was him and his artwork, and artwork inspired by his, the legacy of him and Parliament Funkadelic, their artwork. So I got to do that. I've always wanted to exhibit in Japan. I did. My piece sold. I wasn't able to go, unfortunately, but I have a picture with, the beautiful young soul gentleman in Japan who bought my piece. And so anyways, I had surgery that hopefully I'll be having the surgeon on to talk about the crazy disease and my crazy journey, how I figured that out and how I got this benign tumor taken out. So I haven't created since then because my recovery has been so long and my life has changed. So I was like, what's my artwork now, right? Like what my art was pretty dark in a way. People thought I was a dude for some reason. I don't know, my name was Ritzy, but they thought I was a dude. And now I'm in this new space and I was like, I'm not even inspired anymore, but what would I do and how can, now I'm lighter, I've been healing, therapy, all that stuff. What does my artwork look like, right? And then I get into this Web3 space, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't want to just create just to create on there. Like, I want it to be meaningful. So anyways, shout out to Lucia. She knows I'm an artist, and she's like, I want to invite you to be a part of this. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I created this piece, and I was able to get back into the zone that I haven't been in that zone in forever. Like, I usually it's painting or 3D or other things, but this was different, right? But it was so meaningful, and I can't wait for you guys to see the piece. It's going to be exhibited at that event, and then right before that, I'm going to post it. And it's encompasses everything that I've been doing lately. It's like advocating for marginalized communities, speaking about women and inclusion and all these different things. And I was able to create a piece that puts my ancestors, mi abuelita and my mom, who both have passed over 28 years ago, onto the blockchain. So it's very, very special on so many levels. It's an NFT, and it's animated, and on top of it with my hand styles, it says, I am my ancestors' vengeance. You know what I'm saying? Like, how amazing is it that a group of women, majority Latinas, we're going to be speaking at the United Nations to talk about these things. And then that same day, in one of my favorite cities, is going to be a piece, my first time since 2016. So anyways, if you're in New York, hit me up. I'll be there for a week. It's going to be crazy, but please, if you can't come to that, hit me up if you're going to be there. And, hopefully we could celebrate, and then, because I leave the next day. So all the links are going to be in the show notes. So just to wrap up, before we get into the Supernatural Bear Corner, we have a lot of amazing guests coming up. A few of them I'll mention here. We have Erin Ashley Simon, who is the co-owner and chief culture officer of XSET. So she's really big in the tech and really big in sports and gaming. She has an amazing story. We also have Tere, who is hip-hop royalty, hip-hop living legend in New Zealand, and Aotearoa. I mess it up every time. I mess it up during the thing. I've watched videos on it. I still mess it up. Apologies. But yes, she'll be on. And also we have A. Smith, who is an Indigenous creator and organizer, and she is co-founder of Outlaw Rising. We have Miracle, who is one of my mentees that is, she's just skipped being in master's, getting a master's, and now getting her PhD, doing research, doing all the things that, I am super proud of watching her just grow and expand, and having her on to talk about the parallels of our lives being women of color, and being like the first to go to college and all that stuff. So anyway, she's going to be on, and we have so many more that we already pre-recorded. So look out for that. We got the Supernatural Bear recording coming up, and then a quick outro, and then that's it.
Do you want to support original content that supports diverse voices? Why not support Word to Your Mama? You're listening to it right now. Become a patron. Head over to patreon.com/WTYM. There are 4 patron levels to choose from, including Good Looking Out, I'm Down, Hell Yeah, and Please Believe It. Benefits include patron shoutouts, exclusive patron-only content, and so much more. Head on over to patreon.com/WTYM to take your support to the next level. Gracias.
Many of us have heard of the devastating passing of Hurricane Fiona through Puerto Rico, but not many of us know of ways, or better yet, trustworthy ways to help and contribute to those in need. Fiona a través de los ojos de los niños is an NFT project featuring art made by children of the nonprofit school Flor de Loto in Ponce, Puerto Rico. Through their drawings, they've expressed their feelings and fears which they went through the hurricane. You can help these children, their school, families, and communities by minting one of their NFTs at helppr.xyz. You can also help by sending crypto directly to their wallet listed on the website or do a donation through PayPal. The links can be found in the description. And to learn more about this initiative and how you can help, please visit helppr.xyz or via Twitter at helpprflm.
And now, introducing
the Supernatural Bear Corner.
Supernatural Bear.
Today's word of the... Wait, hold on. Is it word/phrase/complicated word that not many people know of the day? I really have to rename this. So the word thing of the day is monosodium glutamate. Woo! Monosodium glutamate, we love you. So monosodium glutamate is a chemical compound that is commonly put in Asian foods, a lot of them, in order to add saltiness without adding a bunch of extra sodium. And it's really good. You might know it more so as MSG. That's the word of the day, folks. Come back next week for the word of the day.
Doobad-doo, shooba-doo. Yeah. There you have it, folks. Episode 138. After a long break, that's Supernatural Bear. You know, this is going to be one of the last couple of times that I'll be saying that. But I think to do an homage, I think I'll still play the intro to his corner, you know, just because we started with him. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays. But anyways, muchísimas gracias for all your support. Starting next week, that's when the new episodes drop with the amazing guests that you know we are known for up in here. And there's so many different ways you can support. Tell your folks, tell your peeps, tell your friends. Also, we have an online store. You need some enamel pins. You need some T-shirts. There's going to be a new T-shirt that we're actually going to be putting in the store. I don't know if it's going to be in time when you hear this, but check, sign up for the newsletter. We'll be announcing it there. But the hand styles that I did on that piece that I spoke about that's going to be exhibiting on the 21st is I Am My Ancestors' Vengeance. I created that into a shirt for me and the Supernatural Bear. I did some testers to see how it would look. I might wear it at the event with my suit. Yes, a suit, but I'm wearing kicks, please believe it. And so I wore it to the retreat and people are like, yeah, I want to buy one of those. So I'm going to have it soon. You'll be able to purchase that. And then, you know, as always, you could become a patron on Patreon and then you can buy us a whiskey at Buy Us a Coffee. But, you know, if it's free, it's me. Like I said, tell your folks, tell your peeps, tell your friends. And as always, we reap.
Word to Your Mama is owned and produced by Ritzy P. Intro beat produced by Nico Beats. If you want to know more, you want to email us, you want to get the media kit, go head over to wordtoyourmama.com. Word to Your Mama is now part of the Latina Podcasters Network. And as always, Word to Your Mama is brought to you by RitzyBerrywinkle.com. Make sure to follow Word to Your Mama on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you stream your podcast, or download the Latina Podcasters Network app.